Good to go.
Thanks, Eric, very much. Thank you, Vanessa. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. We call to order the regular meeting of the Lawrence County Board of Commissioners. Today is Tuesday, September 12, 2023. We appreciate you all being here. We would ask that if you'd be kind enough to put your phones on silent or vibrate, we would appreciate that courtesy. We always start with the Pledge of Allegiance and then ask you to remain standing for a moment of silence. Mr. Prestipine, would you lead us in the pledge, please? Sure, thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing. We'll have a brief moment of silence. Thank you, everyone. Vanessa, would you please call the roll?
Commissioner Steelvogel?
Here.
Commissioner Barrett?
Present.
Commissioner Vogler?
Here. We have a quorum. We, at all of our meetings, have two opportunities for public comment. One in just a few moments, and then one at the conclusion of the meeting, right before we adjourn. We welcome any comments that you might have. We ask that you try to limit yourself to about 5 minutes. And also that your comments be related to county government matters. If they are state related or related to a local municipality, we would refer you to the appropriate elected officials in those organizations. But again, if it's a county government matter, we welcome your comments. The next item on the agenda is row officer reports and comments. Our county controller is with us, Mr. Prestipine. You're here for a couple of things, but over and above that, do you have anything? Okay, thank you. We appreciate your joining us. And we put you towards the top, so we won't keep you too long, knowing that you're a busy man. That will take us to item 3 on the agenda. I think everybody got an agenda. I'll open it up for public comment that anyone might have. If you do have a comment, if you could please state your name for the record, we'd appreciate that. Any comments at this time? Hearing none. We'll move along to fiscal and contractual. We have repository properties that have been submitted to us. 5 of them are all from Union Township. And as we've explained at prior meetings, repository properties are those properties in the county that have been up for delinquent taxes. They have gone through both the upset sale and the free and clear sale, and then they end up in the county's repository. People who wish to purchase those properties can go to the tax claim office, submit a bid. The minimum bid is $500. And then the bids are sent to the 3 taxing bodies in which the property is located. In the case of these 5, these properties are all, in, as I mentioned, in Union Township. The Union Township supervisors have acted on all 5 requests, and as my knowledge, correct me if I'm wrong, Vanessa, they approved all 5 of them. Thank you. Now, the school district was given the opportunity, the Union Area School District was given the opportunity to do likewise, but they did not return their requests. So right now, the matters come before us, and I'll walk us through them. I'll go through the 5 quickly, but stop me if you have concerns, and then at the end, we can talk about them a little bit further. The first is a property on Williams Street in Union Township, parcel ID number 34356. 0000. The individual making the bid in the amount of $500, and I hope I pronounced this gentleman's name right, Dominic Destasio. I hope I said that right. If I didn't, I apologize. That is the first bid, and what number would that be?
333.
333. Play that number tonight, Loretta.
Okay.
The next proposed bid is Resolution 334, also in Union Township, also on William Street, parcel number 34356-100. Mr. Dominic Destasio has made the bid of $500. After that, we have proposed resolution 335. Again, William Street, Union Township, parcel number 34356200. And again, Dominic DeStasio has made a bid of $500 for that parcel. The next proposal is 336 William Street, Union Township, parcel number 34356300. Again, Mr. Dominic DeStasio has bid $500 on that. And then finally, this is the final one, number 337. Mr. DeStasio, Dominic DeStasio, has made a bid of $500. Again, a parcel on William Street, ID number 34-356700. These are the 5 bids. They've all been approved by the Union Township supervisors. I'll open it up for either a motion or any comments that my colleagues may have.
I have no questions, but I will make that motion to accept.
All 5 of them, Loretta?
Yes.
Thank you.
I'll second the motion to approve all 5 resolutions for repository property sale.
Thank you both. Do either of you have any questions or concerns?
No.
No.
Thank you. Again, the motion is for approval of resolutions 333 up through and including 337. It's been moved and seconded, and assuming there are no other concerns, we can take a roll call.
Commissioner Steelvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Buick?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes,
Motion carries.
thank you all. The next item on the agenda, and I'll ask Mr. Prestipine, Dave Prestipine, our county controller, to join us. Recently, we discussed and agreed to seek bids for a proposed sealing project. That's SEALING, not that type of sealing, but the sealing of parking lots on county-owned properties.
Just clarify, you didn't make a joke.
No joke.
Just clarify.
And it was interesting the way the advertisement was written, because it states the project is in the city of Newcastle and Hickory Township. And to clarify, the properties that we're talking about are primarily here in the city. Those would be the parking lots surrounding our building here, the parking lot at the Elmira building, which is the home of CYS up on East Washington Street. The reason it says Hickory Township, that's the location of our public safety building out on County Line Road in Hickory Township. But what we're looking for are an opportunity to seal these parking lots. One very minor thing, and we'll have to look into this, I think. I think we were also discussing, once they're sealed, doing the line stripes.
Right.
I don't know if that's incorporated in this or if we do that separately. We can look into that, unless somebody knows the answer to that.
You don't have a copy of the
The
ad?
ad's
Is this
in
the
our,
ad?
yeah.
It's in here, but yeah.
I think it only talks about sealing, so
Right.
we'll have to make certain that, we
Maybe if it
get
was in more
proposals.
detail somewhere in the packet that they got.
So that's,
I was looking right at this bit.
oh, that's okay, that's all right. Well, sorry to keep everybody in suspenders here, I can move ahead, and the bids have been received, have they, how many have you received? Two, and I always ask, were they received in a timely manner? Yes, they were. Okay, thank you. With that, Mr. Prestipine, if you please open the bids.
Looks like it's from Whitecoat Enterprises. Total amount of bid is $74,221. That is, each second, yes, that is for the Hickory Town, that is for the Lawrence County Ceiling Project, City of Newcastle and Hickory Township. The other one says City of Newcastle, Lawrence County, the total amount of bid is $42,856.50. Okay, this one's for the public safety facility, $74,221. Located in the Lawrence County Courthouse campus, $42,856.50. Lawrence County Children and Youth Services, $14,087.50. That first one must have been the total. Yes,
Oh,
the first one
okay.
was the total.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes, these are the separate ones. Public safety, $17,277, and it's from Rico Enterprises.
Do they have an address by any chance, Dave?
Newcastle, Pennsylvania.
Thank you, sir. I
So the
appreciate it.
total of everything was $74,221.
Thank you.
And is it indicated in there whether it's off the top of your head with the line painting in there? Is it indicated anywhere?
Doesn't say that.
Okay.
Asphalt joint crack sealing, asphalt sealing repairs, in-kind replacement of existing pavement work. Doesn't mention anything about line. Okay, the next one, for the Lawrence County Courthouse campus, $68,857.38. Public safety facility, $30,965.04. Children and youth, $18,808.04, for a total of $117,790.46. And this is from Castle Asphalt and Construction.
Assume they're also based in
And
Newcastle.
there's not an address on here, but I'm assuming so. Yes, they're right there, Newcastle, Pennsylvania.
Thank you. Our desire is to utilize American Rescue Plan dollars to pay for this project. But as we normally do, we generally table proposals such as this to allow not only the controller's office the time they need to look them over, but I would imagine this will be referred to our county engineer, Taylor Engineering,
Right.
to allow them to review. And the clock is ticking, though. We're getting closer and closer to the fall and then winter, so hopefully we can get a response back soon to allow us to move forward. But let me see if my colleagues have comments. Loretta, anything?
I would just check on that second bid and see if the seal, if the, I mean, you don't have to do that now.
I think it's pretty much the same.
Okay, to see if the.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Okay,
But it said replacement of pavement markings. I would assume that's the line.
It says in-kind replacement of existing pavement markings.
What else
So
is
that's
pavement
the-
marking other than the lines
okay,
that
that might
delineate
be
the
the-
different parking spaces?
so that first bid, if they neglected it to put that in there,
No,
that
it's
was part of
the
the.
same-
It's the
language.
exact same thing.
Oh,
They're both
okay,
the
then,
exact same.
gotcha, then it is in there. Okay, very good, thank you.
Anything else, Loretta?
My apologies, that's it.
All right, Mr. Burek.
I move that we accept the table and, like you said, have Taylor Engineering confirm that does include the repainting of the line.
Thank you both. We have a motion and a second to the table. If there are no other comments, I'll ask for a roll call, please.
Commissioner Steelvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Buick?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Since Mr. Prestipine's here, would either of you object if we move down to new business very briefly under Roman numeral 7 to consider the resolution he's proposing? Are you okay doing
Yeah,
that
that's
now?
fine.
Both of you all right if we go ahead?
That's fine, absolutely.
We're looking at then would be a proposed resolution 338. Thank you. And Mr. Prestipine has, I think it's a very interesting proposal for us to consider this morning, and I will turn it over to him to offer the explanation.
Okay, what I have here is a proposal to implement a software from a company named Penbid. And it is a software to automate the bidding process as we just did here. Basically, what it does is it puts the whole process online. So vendors can be able to submit their bids online. And it also will expand the reach of the vendors that can possibly bid. Because in addition to the required advertisement that will be put in the newspaper, It will also contact anybody vendor that's registered in the system, say there's a bid here that you may be interested in, so they're able to whoever puts it in, put a bid in if they, weren't looking at the newspaper. It also, when they're submitting we can put requirements in the software, so when they're submitting the bid, first of all, it's easier for them to, they don't have to come into the building anymore and hand us a piece of paper by a certain time. We will put the requirements in the software at the time that the bid is due, they just have to hit send by then. As long as they meet all the requirements, that is prior to the bidder set up in there. If they don't meet the requirement, we'll let them send the bids, we don't have to worry about getting an incomplete bid. It also keeps all the history in there, so it makes it easier for our office, for other offices in the courthouse here. They need to see them, they raise access to the system, can go on there, see prior bids, current bids, the results of what was just opened that day. And they've also talked to the staff, they have talked to the state of Pennsylvania, this company, and they made sure that this software meets all the requirements, all the state laws, everything that has to be done to fulfill that obligation. There's probably approximately 20 other counties in the state that use this software. I've talked to probably about 10 of them have responded to me. Nobody has a bad thing to say about it. Everybody has a positive review. Everybody's had a good experience with it. And the best part of it is there is no cost to the county to use the software. Penn Bid offers this software to public entities at no cost. The only thing there is there is a nominal fee that has to be paid by the winning bidder that goes to Penn Bid. Nothing comes out of our pockets to use the software.
I appreciate, first of all, that you looked into it and that you talked to some other folks. And I think, I believe you had some discussion with Amy from planning, because you go through a lot of bids. And based on everything you've heard, Amy, you've got a comfort level with this,
Yes.
I believe. Well, that's good to know. I believe you also tried to determine if there are other companies or entities that offer this similar.
There's very few that do. There was only one other county that talked to another vendor, and this one was the better deal, because obviously there's no cost to it. So
Sure. It would be characterized, I believe, as a professional service.
yes,
And again, we're not paying anything.
correct.
So there's nothing, we didn't have to do a sealed bid process because there's no expense to the county. So you're recommending this to us. Let me just ask maybe somewhat of an off-the-wall question. If a company went through this process as a bidder, would you still, as the controller, would you still allow them to, on top of that bidding process online, would you allow them to submit a hard copy to your office?
I know, if we went with this software, it would just be
That
way, that's the only way. We discussed that with Penn Bid, and he said he had talked to other counties, and other counties who have done that. He said it just got to be too much of a, because what happens is they turn in the paper bid and you have the electronic bid, and if you go back, everything, all the history and everything that people that submitted them are in that software.
Right.
Somebody would do it outside of that, it's not going to be in there. So now you're keeping two separate records.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. Thank you. Mr. Burek, do you have questions for Mr. Prestipine?
No, I joined both of you and the planning director and the controller at a presentation from this company recently, and I was very impressed with the software. And I think it's a positive move for the county. Like I said, it can potentially get more people to bid on our projects. It's better record keeping, and it's timely, and at no cost to the county. I support moving ahead with this.
Right. This is my bad memory again. Did they indicate to us that the city of Newcastle utilizes this, or am I
I
mistaken?
think they mentioned that they thought maybe they did, but I don't know that he
They
checked.
weren't, okay,
100% sure.
okay. I thought that was, do you not remember?
I don't
them
think they do.
Okay.
But I think that was mentioned, but I think they just misspoke and maybe it meant another municipality.
Oh,
but-
okay, thank you. I apologize, I couldn't quite recall. So, Loretta, do you have questions?
No questions. I just know we sat at the meeting. I was very impressed with the entire production of it, and knowing that it alleviates the time constraints on you guys answering questions, the same question over and over again, if somebody calling in about the bid, and it's very user-friendly from what, if I could understand it. One of those things, so I'm glad that you looked into it, thank you, yes.
Know if either your solicitor or Mr. Attorney Medora, the county solicitor, have either of them looked this over?
I don't know.
I talked to Jason about it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, but I mean, that was a couple weeks ago. He didn't seem to think there was anything to be concerned about.
Okay, so it's on his radar screen. He didn't raise any red flags in talking to you. Okay. If we approve it, will you then take the next steps?
Yes, I'll contact them and move forward with the implementation.
Will it eventually, I assume, will we enter into a contract with them?
I don't believe they have a contract, because there's no cost,
Yeah,
they just give us access to it, and we can start, and like, if we decide, 6 months from now, it's not working, we can just stop using it.
absolutely. Okay, very good. Did you have a question?
Well, Dave, I'm assuming once you give them the resolution was passed, are they gonna come and set up a meeting with us to?
Yes, yeah, they're like a kickoff meeting, and then there'll be a training, and we'll,
So you think effective, like, we'll shoot for like January 1?
I don't know how backed up they are as far as, when we'll get our first meeting, but I would say that's probably just, that would probably be feasible, January 1.
That makes sense. Unless they can do it sooner, or, because we're gonna make certain you folks are
Right.
prepared. Is there any other office in our building that we should be talking to that utilizes this type of bid process?
I don't know that any do it a lot, but I mean, as
Commissioner's office.
they do it, I mean, as another department would have to put a bid forward,
Right.
obviously show them how
Sure.
to use it and everything.
Maintenance obviously does bidding sometime. You might want to let Frank and Dana know.
A lot of times maintenance will come through our office. I do them for Frank, so.
Okay. Same with Taylor Engineering. You might want to give them a heads up.
Oh, yeah, because they'll sometimes just go, yeah.
And if you think of any other office or department that goes through that process. Let me see, any other questions from my two colleagues? Dave, yes, that's your recommendation to us?
Yes,
Okay, this would be proposed resolution 338. Again, I credit you and I commend you for looking into this and bringing it to our attention. Hopefully it will make your life a little bit easier.
that's the plan.
Good.
Very good, we like that.
We have proposed resolution 338 in front of us. I could take a motion to approve it.
So moved.
I second that motion.
Thank you both. Any further comments? We'll do a roll call, please.
Commissioner Steelvogel,
Yes,
Commissioner Buick,
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler,
Yes,
motion carries.
thank you very much. David, thank you.
Thank you,
Appreciate all your help.
no problem, thank you.
Wish you a good
thank
day.
you.
You too.
Next on our agenda, we have warrant registers that have been submitted to us by the county controller's office. They are dated September 7 and September 1. They are in our packets, and if anybody wishes to see them, we'll gladly share them with you. Whenever you're ready to make a motion to accept these documents, I'll gladly accept such a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you both. Any questions or concerns about the warrant register? We'll do a roll call, please.
Commissioner Steelvogel,
Yes,
Commissioner Buick,
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Vanessa. And the next item on the agenda would be the minutes of the September 5 Commissioners meeting. Give you some time to look them over, and whenever you're ready, I can take a motion to adopt the minutes.
so moved.
Second.
Thank you both. Concerns or questions regarding the minutes? Hearing none, I'll ask for a roll call, please.
Commissioner Steelvogel.
Yes,
Commissioner Buick,
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler,
Yes?
motion carries.
Thank you, Vanessa. Next item on the agenda would be reports from the commissioners, and today Commissioner Spielvogel gets to go first.
I will go first, and I will defer comments.
Oh.
Yes, it was a busy week, a lot of different things going on and happening, but I think Commissioner Burek will talk about a visit that some people made to our 911 center.
It's on my list.
Okay.
Okay, well, thank you, Loretta. No, and I'm also going to defer to Commissioner Burek on
How
that
about that?
item because I was with him, but he took the lead on it, and we had and I'll let him
Yes.
share all the details.
Yes.
But we had a very interesting meeting yesterday at the Public Safety Building out in Hickory Township. No, I think that's all I have at this time as well. So, Mr. Burek, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Commissioners. Just a quick weekly review of meetings I attended since last Tuesday meeting. I attended the opioid advisory board meeting chaired by Commissioner Spielvogel. Appreciate the continued work of that group. I participated in the Link Up Lawrence County bi-weekly group meeting with Amy McKinney and Michael Baker International. And then I attended with Commissioner Spielvogel the presentation to Forward Lawrence. We gave them an update on where we're at with our early action projects of the Link Up Lawrence County initiative. Next, I participated in the United Way Day of Caring last week. The kickoff was a fun event out at Cascade Park, and then I was assigned to the United Way building. I worked with volunteers from local utilities, Penn Power, Columbia Gas, and Pennsylvania American Water Company, and myself. We did a lot of work on the building and grounds of the United Way building downtown on North Mercer Street. So I need to admit I was a little bit sore the next day from physical labor. I'm not used to manual labor anymore, but it was good to volunteer, and I think the building and grounds look a lot better than it did before the volunteers worked out. And it was good to see a lot of the schools participated, a lot of young people participate. My daughter used to do that when she was in high school with the community service groups, and most of the local high schools require kids to earn so many community service or volunteer hours before they graduate. So that was a nice day with the United Way. Over the weekend, Commissioner Vogler joined me. We had a meeting of the committee of the 175th anniversary of Lawrence County, and as the year goes on, I'll have more to say about that group. Just one more thing. Oh, Commissioner Vogler and I also attended the Westminster football game this weekend with President Kathy Richardson and her husband, Randy Richardson. It was a very enjoyable day, and the home team and the only college in Lawrence County, they won their football game against Teal. Very, very enjoyable afternoon at Westminster College, and met with the mayor of New Wilmington that day. She was present as well. Just a nice fun event. Just one more comment, and then I'll brief you on the 911 tour that happened yesterday. Yesterday was the 22nd anniversary of the September 11th, 2001 terrorist attacks. And I don't know about anybody else, but I read a lot of articles again yesterday. Every year on the anniversary, various media publish articles about events of that day and look at the pictures, and the emotions come back as strong as ever. And especially hit home because yesterday we were out at our Department of Public Safety building. Just final comment on 9/11. After that event, it was often signs and banners and posters and social media posts that we will never forget. And now that it's been 22 years, there's a lot of young people who weren't alive or don't remember that event, but I never forgot. And I hope many other people in the United States, we continue to teach the young people that important, sad but important day in American history of what happened and how it changed all of our lives, the way we travel, the way we go through airports. So many things have changed since that day. And again, we lost a local resident, Ludwig Picaro was a Newcastle native. He was in the World Trade Center that day. And I didn't know him personally, but I knew his mother-in-law. She sold me my house. She was a realtor with Castle Realty. A lot of
He was from Huntington.
yes, yep. A lot of people were lost people, and even since then, we've lost a lot of first responders who responded to the Ground Zero in New York and the Pentagon, and due to exposure to various things that burned. And I will never forget 9/11/01, and I hope our country never does collectively. And finally, we talked about this yesterday. I was pleased to host a tour of our Lawrence County 911 Center and Department of Public Safety. We had staff members from State Senator Elder Vogel's office came out, and State Representative Marlon Brown both sent staff, and the commissioners in our Department of Public Safety staff met with them, gave them a tour of the facility, and explained to them the situation we're in. As everybody knows, there's a small surcharge on phones. When I was commissioner, it was first implemented at $1.25 per month. It's currently $1.65 a month. But thanks to Joe Vanasco, he pulled together over the last 4 years, the amount of money the county gets from that phone surcharge is relatively flat. The cost of operating our 911 center continues to go up due to the staffing costs, utility costs, updating equipment and technology costs. And so the amount of the 911 budget that's covered by the phone surcharges continues to go down. And as that happens, the county out of our general fund has to make up that difference. And so us three as commissioners of Lawrence County and our statewide association, the County Commissioners Association of Pennsylvania, one of our top priorities this year is to encourage the state legislature to vote for new 911 funding legislation. The current bill expires or sunsets in January of 2024, and we're encouraging them to support a bill that's working its way through the legislature to increase the small monthly surcharge. The request from the Commissioners Association is to increase it 65 cents a month on your phone bill. And so for the whole year, it'd be about $8 a year. And nobody wants to pay more, but as we heard earlier this year, 911 Center does assist people and save lives regularly here in Lawrence County. To me, that's a small price to pay. So I'm pleased that our other two state legislators from Lawrence County, Senator Michelle Brooks and State Representative Aaron Bernstein, will be coming to visit our center next Friday, and we'll do the same tour and presentation. But that's a very important issue, and I appreciate the support of my colleagues. It's an important issue to me and to us collectively and to all counties that we have a reliable funding stream for 911 services. If the state doesn't approve a new bill to allow the surcharge on the phone bills to increase, counties eventually would have to put in more out of our general fund, and we would have to raise property taxes. And I think most of us would rather pay a small amount more on our monthly phone bill and have our property taxes go up. So I was pleased to be able to put on that tour yesterday, and thank Chad Strobel and Rich Hoover, our director and deputy director of 911, and thank my fellow commissioners for their support on this issue. And we'll continue to work on that, and hopefully the legislature comes through and helps counties and makes funding stream for 911 a better, reliable funding stream for that vital life-saving service. So those are my comments today. Thank you for the time.
Thank you, sir.
Well done.
You want to add, Lorena?
Just a thank you for taking care of that, putting that together. Yes.
Thanks to both of you. We'll move on to new business. We've taken care of the matter involving the controller. So we'll now go to a proposal from planning, and we have Amy McKinney, our planning director, joining us. Good morning, Amy.
Hey, how are you guys?
Just fine, thank you. This is proposed resolution 339. It's a resolution for the possible approval to enter into agreements with two companies in the borough of Elwood City. One is Habitual Glass, Vape, and Wellness, and the second one is Condell's Ceramics. I hope I pronounced the name correctly. This is for the Elwood City Borough facade program. And Amy, I'll let you, I know the maximum they can receive is $5,000. Are they each getting?
Yes, both
Okay.
both of them will be getting $5,000. Both of their projects are over $10,000. So we will provide them with $5,000 from the DCD Keystone Communities Program grant that the county receives to implement this program. All the applications, both applications were complete. We sent them on to Elwood City Steering Committee for their review and approval. They approved it. The work to be performed on both of them are going to include windows, signage, lighting, siding. For Condell Ceramics, they're gonna do some siding and lighting, and Habitual Glasses, windows, signage, and the entrance doors, so.
Both of these businesses are located on Lawrence Avenue in Elwood City Borough. Let me see if Commissioner Spielvogel has any questions.
Total of how many offhand? Are we at 9 or does this make 11?
I think it's, I think, don't quote me, I think it's 11.
Okay.
Yeah, 11.
So happy.
Yeah.
That they are doing this. I know even with, Condell's that, they were having trouble getting some bids in
Yes.
to
And we've
get
been,
it to.
yeah, we've been working with
Yes.
everybody, letting
Yeah.
them know, we just want to see that they are doing their due diligence.
Right,
So I think 11, I can find out for sure. I
Okay.
just pulled it up to look at it because I
Okay.
was trying to see. Three have been completed, they've been paid out, and then I do have 2 in my folder that had submitted applications that they're incomplete and they have not returned their information yet. So we're just waiting for them, whenever they want to bring it in, we can add it to the list, and, I've had 2 other people call and request information, and, I sent them all the required applications and the guidelines for them to look at and submit if they want to. So I think we're, the total program, we have $100,000, 50 from DCD, 25 from the county, 25 from Elwood City. And we still have a little over 50 left to allocate, so.
In terms of time frame, is this open-ended or is there a point where we
Yeah,
have
the
to?
contract for DCD, we have to have the money spent by the end of 2024.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're still good on
Right.
that.
Okay. Loretta, anything else?
no, I just think it's, excellent program, and on a side note, I don't know if you saw the newspaper, that the city that we've helped, with their facade program, I believe that they, also have, I want to say 10 businesses, they went through the 50,000, of 10 businesses committed to doing work on properties, so that's good as well, looking forward to seeing that.
The ARPA money we distributed to the economic group in New Wilmington, was that for facade enhancements?
Yes, that's $60,000. It's like,
And
I'm not
if-
sure where they
if-
are.
Well, if you drive on South Market Street in the borough of New Wilmington as we speak, some of those buildings are undergoing some enhancements.
Oh, that's great, yeah.
Mayor Babb mentioned on Saturday that's
And she
happening.
sent us an update, of, probably a month or so ago, just to let us know what was going on.
And the city's applying for additional funds.
I know,
And the
I know.
redevelopment authority has set aside some of our fair money for facade, and we've had, applicants from Wampum apply. I
nice,
just had an application from, up in Neshannock, possible from out at Shenango Township.
Nice.
And somebody from the city called me too, asking. So yeah, there's lots of good things going on, not just in the city, all around the
right,
community.
Certainly.
all around,
Facade
it's so
area.
nice, yes, so nice, good.
Commissioner Burek,
Just note that I'm glad to see that additional businesses are taking advantage of that program. I had worked in Elwood City many years ago on the corner of Lawrence Avenue and Fifth Street and, or Fifth Avenue. Is it Street or Avenue?
Fifth Street.
Fifth Street and Lawrence Avenue. And, I was there recently on the, when the Allegheny Conference for Community Development Tour came up and we were stopped in Elwood. It looks much better now than it did many years ago. So it's great to see additional businesses in Elwood. And I look forward to the day when more work is done in downtown Newcastle and the other
Exciting.
municipalities. So just congratulate
Everyone, right?
Amy and
on
everyone
job well
involved
done.
at, making positive improvements in
Oh,
our
my
business districts. So thank you.
Yes.
okay, you're asking us to then consider approving proposed resolution 339. May I have a motion to do that?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you both. Any final concerns or questions? If not, we'll do a roll call, please.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes,
Commissioner Buick?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Amy, I know the planning commission meets tomorrow
Yes.
at the Wilmington Township Building. The three of us have a commitment with the Tourist Promotion Agency down in Perry Township tomorrow. So
Yes.
unfortunately, we're gonna have to miss your meeting.
Yeah, I think Brian mentioned that to me last week, so thank you.
Our apologies.
send everyone our regards as well.
I will.
Me
Yes.
too. I'm sure it'll go well.
Yep,
Yes.
and just an FYI, we're gonna start handing out flyers for the First Merit demo, making people aware of those things that are going on in the state.
I bought a sledgehammer.
Yeah. Yeah, the
just
week
for
of
the occasion.
September 18th, actually, next week is when they're supposed to start being on site for
Wow.
the abatement, so we're gonna getting the word out. City of Newcastle's helping us as well, Chopper's gonna
Yes.
go, door to door, hand out the flyers, and we're gonna post it and
Nice.
spread the news, so
Very good.
thank you guys, appreciate it.
Thanks for everything,
Have a
Amy.
good one. Thanks.
Yes.
Children and Youth Services has two proposed resolutions, and our
Of course
friend
they
Mike
do.
Grippo is with us. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I didn't even have to give you guys any of these.
Goodness.
Well, the first one today is a purchase, this is an agreement with Presley Ridge based in Pittsburgh. You want to fill us in on this one, Mike?
Sure, it's a renewal, it's a foster care program. I actually, in 21-23, we had 2 children, 22-23 had the same 2 children, but they got adopted out, so currently there's none there now. And on their rate, they were asking for 12%, and I got them down to 4% on the ones that we use.
Yes.
So that's that one.
And before you go to the next one, since they're two different subject
Right.
matters, maybe we should do this one first, if you don't mind, and then we'll take a second vote on the
Mhm.
second proposal, if that's okay with you. So on this first one, Brian, do you have questions for Mr. Grippo?
No, that'd be resolution 340, correct?
Yes.
No question.
Thank you. Loretta, any questions on that one? Okay, we'll take a motion then, please.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you both. Any final concerns? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Buick?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. The next proposal, number 341, is requesting approval to enter into an agreement with the Child Welfare Information Solution Data Sharing Agreement between the county, specifically the county's Children and Youth Services Department, and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Mike, you want to fill us in on this one, please?
Yeah, it's no cost to the county, and basically this is how we get our referrals. It's through CWIS, we call them CWIS. So when a referral's made, CWIS shares the data, it's delivered to us in our CAPS program. That's what that's for.
And we're already plugged into that. We've been doing that
Yeah,
for
we've been
quite some
doing
time.
this for years, yeah.
So just time is up for us to.
Yeah, every year, but there's no fee, no
Okay.
cost.
Commissioner Burek, questions?
No concerns, just I'm curious why the fiscal year is the federal fiscal year.
Yeah, I know.
Most things for the state are July 1 through June
Right,
30. This
right.
one's on the federal fiscal year, October 1 through September
Yeah.
30. I was just curious why, but I have no concerns on
Yeah.
this.
I don't know either.
Okay.
Maybe just when it was first
Yeah.
implemented and now it's an annual thing, but just note that the fiscal year is October 1 through September 30th.
Thank you. Loretta?
Nothing further.
Okay, thank you. That would be proposed resolution 341. May I have a motion?
So, second.
Thank you both. Final concerns or questions?
No.
Do a roll call, please.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Buick?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes,
Motion carries.
thank you.
Thank you.
Mike, thank
Hopefully
you
I'm
as well.
done.
Yes.
Okay, well,
Now,
it
we
was
always, I agitate you, but I love having you back.
We do like having you.
All right.
Thank you very much. Domestic Relations Office, Mary Kelly, who is the director, has a couple of proposed resolutions. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning.
Hope you're doing well. The first proposed resolution is a maintenance agreement to cover the fire alarm system at the Domestic Relations Building across the street with Johnson Controls. This particular Johnson Controls office is based in Cranberry Township, Butler County. The cost not to exceed $553.60 for a one-year period. Anything you need to add to that,
Yes,
Mary?
sir. They do come twice a year and they do test our system.
Very good. Obviously, something very important. Loretta, questions for Mary?
No.
Brian?
No.
Okay, this is proposed resolution 342. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any other concerns?
No.
If not, we'll do a roll call, please.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Buick?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes?
Motion carries.
Thank you. This one I do know we do every year. The names ring a bell. This is a proposed resolution for a maintenance agreement for the Cardex Lectriever file system, which is provided to us by Kruska Enterprises of Youngstown, Ohio. The cost would be $1,530 for a one-year period commencing on October 1. Mary, what would you like to tell us about this one?
Well, this system is 20 years old, and I started looking at others, but if I can still get a maintenance agreement, we'll stay with it for another year. Until they tell me otherwise, that they don't have
Right.
parts anymore, or
Very good. Mr. Burek, questions for Mary?
I'm just not familiar, is this system a paper file system or electronic or?
papers and on a roll, it's electric.
So it's a way,
Huge.
it's a way just the files are stored and when you retrieve it, it's.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just haven't been in that
it's
building in many years, but I'm sure if she needs it and can keep the
Right.
system going, keep it going as long as
Yes,
possible.
As long as they're able to maintain it, we will keep it.
If it's working, keep it.
Yeah,
Loretta?
No
No
questions.
questions.
thank you.
This is proposed resolution 343. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you both. Final concerns or comments? We'll do a roll call, please.
Commissioner Steelvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Buick?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes,
Motion carries.
thank you. Mary, thank you as always.
Thank you.
Pleasure to see you.
Yes.
Have a good day.
Wish you the
too.
same. Our county assessor, J.R. Hardister. J.R., please, and thank you for your patience this morning. You have a proposal number 344, resolution 344, from Eagle View Technologies to cover aerial photography. And I'll let you fill us in on all the specifics, if you would, please.
Thank you. Yeah, in front of you is a resolution to kind of like a renewal of a contract. We've been a customer of Eagle View, who was formerly known as Pictometry, since 2006. And they provide services as aerial and ortho imagery. Aerial imagery is defined as your straight down view, and then, or that's the ortho imagery. And then oblique is kind of at angles. So I can do a 360-degree walk around of any property that's in Lawrence County from aerial imagery. So yeah, it's kind of a renew. In this past year, I did some due diligence. Even though this is a professional service not required a bid, I did go out and get quotes from two companies, Eagle View being one, and another company called Nearmap. Nearmap is new to Pennsylvania when it comes to this software. So I did some research with them, but unfortunately, there are some cons with Nearmap that made me stay with Eagle View at this point, would be my recommendation. The biggest pro for Nearmap is they had annual flights. So we would get an annual flight, ortho and oblique imagery. And Eagle View only provides us a flight every 3 years of the oblique. However, in the new contract, I was at least able to get Eagle View to provide us yearly ortho flights. So we will add on top of that one, I'll still have updated imagery every year. The cons for Nearmap, one, it was a little more expensive. They are not able to provide a sketch check program. And Dan and Loretta, you are very familiar with that. That's what we've been going over for the last 4 years
Yes.
pre-COVID, where Pictometry is able to let us know any issues with any sketches
Right.
within the county. Since we do not have the ability to visit every single property, we may not be made aware of every improvement being made in the county due to building permits not being taken out by property owners. This is a way for us to make sure we are finding the construction and we are treating all property owners the same. That is the big thing, is we want people to pay their fair share of taxes. And if people don't take out permits and others do, those ones that don't, if they are getting away, then it's our job to make sure that they are paying their fair share. So Nearmap did not have that ability to do it as an automated basis, where Eagle View is, it lets me know the municipality, I click next, it takes me to each property, where Nearmap I'd have to do it manually. And then the last thing is Nearmap is not currently compatible with our Cano system, where Eagle View is automatically integrated. So there's a lot more pros for us to stay with Eagle View at this time. And probably the biggest one in your eyes, it's about a $15,000 price difference. So in front of you is a resolution for a 2-flight, 6-year contract. The total amount for the contract is $407,000 and change. and which they let us pay yearly at roughly just under $68,000 a year. We are currently paying Eagle View about $73,000 a year. So we're even saving about $5,000, getting annual flights and better imagery. So it's kind of a win-win for the county at this point.
Well, I want to thank you because you had met with us and talked about both companies, and you were in fact weighing the pros and cons of both of them. And it's obvious you put a lot of time and effort into doing that, and I certainly respect the recommendation you're making because I know that you're not making it lightly. You have put a lot of thought into this, so I appreciate that. And let me see if Commissioner Spielvogel has any questions.
No, just thank you for doing your due diligence and getting us the best company to be able to do the work for us. Yes, thank you.
Mr. Burek.
She stole my words. Thank you for your due diligence. Great work and getting at least the annual
Yes.
direct view flight. So thank you.
If there are no other questions, I'll ask for a motion for proposed resolution 344.
So moved.
Second.
Any other questions for Mr. Harvester? Okay, I'll ask for a roll call, please.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes,
Commissioner Buick?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes,
Motion carries.
thank you. JR, thank you much.
thank you.
And I probably should have mentioned it before talking, Commissioner, Solicitor Madore did review the contract and gave the okay.
Very good.
So I want to come in front of you, or Vanessa wouldn't let me come in front of you if you didn't give me the okay.
There you go. She's the gatekeeper, huh?
Now that, thank you for noting that.
Yes, thank you.
Helpful. Have a good one, JR.
Yes.
Sir. We have a transfer to consider, this would be proposed resolution 345, which would take $5,000 from the commissioner's contingency. The courts are noting that they need funds to cover costs of interpreters to get them through the balance of the year. Joe, do you happen to know, is the court's contingency not able to cover this?
That's correct.
Okay.
They were, if they put the 5,000 on their contingency, they would have had nothing left for the remainder of the year in their contingency level.
All right, thank you. Whose turn it is? Brian, do you have questions on this proposal?
No, unfortunately, this is a service we have to provide, and if they need the funds, we have to approve the transfer.
Thank you. Loretta? Okay, thank you. This is proposed resolution 345. I would welcome a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Any further comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Buick?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes,
Motion carries.
thank you. The next proposal, number 346, is a $12,000 transfer from the commissioner's contingency into that of materials and supplies, and that's to purchase copy paper, which I don't know that we're using all that much more. I just think it's the cost.
Yes.
The cost,
If I'm not mistaken.
yes, what
Yes.
typically cost us $9,000 a year ago for the same amount this year, it's spiked up to 16 or 17 grand. Now, we are, fortunately, Frank did some shopping around, and with this purchase order, he did get a lower price than we've gotten recently, so I'm appreciative of that.
Thank you, and it's just a sign of the times,
It sure
unfortunately.
is.
I guess my request for all of our employees to do what we've just done here, print on both sides when you're
sides.
able to.
Yes.
That'll save us some money, but let me see if Commissioner Spielvogel has questions.
No, we have to continue the working of the government, and it includes using paper and printing things.
Thank you. Mr. Burek,
No other questions.
thank you. May I have a motion for proposed resolution 346?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you both. If there are no other comments, I'll ask Vanessa to call the roll.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Buick?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Proposed resolution 347 is a budget amendment And what we're looking at here is an increase in revenue that had not been budgeted for. This is under the capital expenditures, and this was the prior year balance of $63,500. We're taking from that total amount $13,500 and earmarking that towards CYS maintenance and repairs, and then $50,000 towards public safety departments maintenance and repairs. Joe, anything else we need to know about this?
No, the CYS is the tree removal and some of the work that needs to be done up there. And, public safety was from when it flooded.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
And we do have an insurance claim, so we will be getting, money back, but we have to be able to pay the claim to the vendors, upfront, and that's what that is for.
And I know Mr. Burek's been working closely on the tree situation at the Elmira building to take the necessary steps there in advance of the parking lot ceiling, so thank you for that. And then we noted just yesterday when we were at the public safety building that work is moving along on the repairs that resulted, the need for those repairs resulted from that burst pipe that we had back, I think it was Christmas Eve, if I recall correctly.
Yes.
15 below
That
zero.
cold spell, yes.
Let's see, Brian, questions or concerns?
No, just to update you, I don't know if, I forget if you were copied on this email or not, but the successful company that we hired last week, Base Environmental Services, is gonna do the bulk of the tree removal on October, starting the week of October 16th. But in anticipation of the ceiling project being done possibly before that, I went up yesterday with Dana, our assistant maintenance director, and met with them, and we showed him the two areas where it's growing over the parking lot. He's gonna trim those back in the next weekend or two and get it done. So that's, the timing should work out fine. But the bulk, the big trees in the front that aren't impinging on the parking area come down in October. And he said he's gonna try to work on a lot of Saturdays and Sundays. That way it doesn't disrupt the traffic flow. Just a half hour, I was there yesterday, as you know, the number of employees and agencies in and out of that building, it's a very busy place.
Thank you for looking into that and working on it. Loretta, any questions on this proposed resolution?
No,
Thank you. I have, Joe, if you and or Vanessa, if you'd be kind enough to, assuming my colleagues don't disagree, could you reach out to Bill Humphrey, asking him to perhaps prioritize the ceiling bids so that we can get that moving as soon as possible? I'm hoping that
sure.
at next week's meeting, we could
We
vote
can
to
approve.
award a bid, assuming one of those bids is in order. But
Right,
again, as we noted, the clock is ticking. It's mid-September now.
And he's done for the cool weather. so
Yes, it does. So thank you for that. Any other concerns about proposed resolution 347? If not, may I have a motion?
so moved,
Second,
Thank you both. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
yes.
Commissioner Buick?
yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. We have 4 transfer requests. The first is from, I believe this is Judge Russo's office. District Judge Russo is asking for a $25 transfer from travel and training line item into that of association dues. As I go through these, stop me if you have any questions. Public Safety Department is asking for a $750 transfer out of their public education line item into that of the uniforms line item. Under the Commissioner's office, we are asking for a $5,000 transfer from the Community Redevelopment General Fund line item into that of Commissioner allocations. We had received a request from the Renova Music Group. I'm probably misstating the precise name of the organization, but they conduct and put on very wonderful
Yes.
music performances and educational series, particularly in the summer months, spring and summer months, if I recall correctly. And we've helped them in the past,
Yes.
and they've reached out to us again. This will allow us to help them once more. It's a real valuable asset in the community. Let me just stop and see if either of you have anything you want to add to that. Okay, thank you. And then finally, under the Commissioner's contingency, a $215 transfer into that of postage. And as we noted, just like with copy paper, in the middle of the year,
Yes.
price to mail a letter went up. And we didn't know that was gonna happen when we
Right.
budgeted earlier in the year, late last year. Those are the 4 transfer requests. Do either of you have any concerns about any of them?
I'll move for their approval.
I have a second.
Thank you both. And if there are no other questions, I'll ask Vanessa to call the roll.
Commissioner Spielvogel,
Yes.
Commissioner Buick,
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler,
Yes,
motion carries.
thank you. We'll jump down to announcements. The commissioners will meet 1 week from today, Tuesday, September 19 at 10 a.m. It's a public meeting and you're all welcome to be here to join us. Also, as we noted when Amy was here, tomorrow, September 13 at 12 noon, the County Planning Commission will hold its monthly public meeting at the Wilmington Township Municipal Building located on Wilson Mill Road in Wilmington Township. It's not on here, but to your recollection, will prison board, are they
Yes.
scheduled for next Wednesday?
Yes.
So Wednesday, September 20 at this time at noon, the county prison board will hold its monthly meeting in this room. Any other announcements that I may have not remembered? If we move on to public comment, we have one member of the public, and if you're here just to listen, that's fine, or if you wish to make a comment, this would be the time to do it.
Well, I did hand carry some letters to the commission's office yesterday and left them there. Commissioner Burek has already said that he's interested in pursuing it. Adding another thing to my bag of tricks, LinkedIn image consultant and the learning center at the the chamber has, Forward Lawrence. If the dates are firmed up like I think they are, I scanned an email this morning, but I need to read it from Paul Bucciarelli. But I believe the 22nd and 29th will be actual presentations on how to clean up a LinkedIn profile and how to make that look better. I'd like to have Lawrence County be, the leaders of Western Pennsylvania, and you even have Harrisburg learn by example, because there are some things at the state government level that they could do too to improve the image overall. So that can lead into economic development and many other things. So Brian, thank you for saying that you want to meet, and I'll take a look at your email and we'll figure out a good date.
Or I can just attend the workshop down at the either way.
If your schedule's open, and if we get to it before, you can be a case study, a success story.
No, that'd be great, yeah.
Okay,
I'd like to clean up mine and then help others do the same.
sure.
You said the 22nd, 29th of September.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm a guy that moves quickly. If somebody proposes I do something next year, I go, what? But yes, this month, and I will be getting notifications to all of you, and from you to anybody else that you think would benefit in the county.
Very good. Thank you, sir.
Just for the minutes, that was Carl Bromley speaking.
Thank you. Closing comments from my two colleagues. Loretta?
Nothing, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Buren?
Just want to thank you both again for allowing me to give updates weekly on. I think it's important for the public we serve to know that we work very hard, all three of us, in work on different, working closely with different agencies, organizations, departments in the county. So I allow you to thank you for allowing me to share that information each week in our meetings.
Absolutely. Very welcome, and
Yes.
thank you. Vanessa or Joe, anything maybe that we've forgotten? Thank you so much. Well, thanks to all. Sorry we went a little bit over we try to keep it under an hour, but we had a lot to do today. May I have an adjournment motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor of adjourning, please say aye. Aye, opposed,
Aye.
the same sign. Motion carries. Meeting adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
I'm out of town on the 22nd. I'm in Harrisburg, but the 29th, I'll await your email.
Okay, okay, good.
Those dates are not confirmed yet with the Learning Center?
I need to turn my